Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Of course, I'm Lashawnda Smith and this is kind of like a random video. I'm trying to do something different on this channel, and this is something that is on my heart, something that I'm doing right now that I want to share with you guys as a part of my entrepreneurial journey. I have no idea what the title of this video is going to be, so just kind of bear with me. I don't have any notes or anything, but I wanted to talk to you guys about making the decision to zone in and focus on your zone of genius. So I have made some really hard decisions recently, some very pivotal decisions, because one thing about me, I realized that I stretch myself too thin and I try to pursue way too many things at one time, whether it be multiple business or ventures or just multiple hobbies or just whatever. I just feel like I lack focus sometimes. And one of the things that I've been really working on this year is being focused, getting focused, and starting to do the things that you enjoy versus the things that you feel like you just have to do, right? I feel that we are kind of trained to suck it up and just do the things that we don't enjoy, and then we start unintentionally seeking out other opportunities for things that we don't enjoy for a paycheck. And that's what I have always done. I've always pursued things that I don't really enjoy for the sake of a paycheck, and then when I start working in it and I start getting really good in it, it's like you don't feel that fulfillment, you don't feel that joy, you don't have the desire to continue that path, even though you're getting good in that area, because it was never your zone of genius, right? So recently, I made the decision a couple of months ago that I was going to close down my photography business for good. You probably don't know I have a photography business because I do not promote it on this channel, obviously, but I have been a photographer for over, I want to say around 8 years. So I've been a photographer for 8 years. I started with family photography, and then I eventually started going into brand photography. And I kind of dipped and dabbed in like weddings and events and things of that nature. But my specialty went from doing families to doing branding for business owners. And I've tried to shut this business down before, but it made really good money, right? And so I would have clients and they would come back to me and I would just kind of do it because I'm like, okay, it's good money. You also have to be careful who you get advice from, because some people will advise you in areas that don't align with your zone of genius either. I was advised to continue doing it because it's low-hanging fruit. And although that was true, I really wish I would have stuck to my guns and continued to pursue the area of my zone of genius, because I was making easy money from that area, it ended up taking from me making money in the area of my zone of genius and working to perfect that craft so that I could make good money from that as well. Well, I made the decision to end my photography business because, I have a lot going on. I homeschool. As of right now, I work from home. Sometimes I'm working part-time. Me and my fiance have a YouTube channel. I have this YouTube channel. I also have a podcast, and I'm also a coach. So just a lot, and as women, we need to learn to focus. We need to learn to focus. Even though there are multiple streams of revenue out there, that doesn't mean that you need to actively pursue all of these multiple streams of revenue, because if you're trying to master everything, you're going to be a master of none. I don't know what that saying is, but it's similar to that. I'm probably butchering it. But you have to learn to master one thing. And why not learn to master that one thing that's your zone of genius? So you may not even know what a zone of genius is. So let me kind of break that down for you real quick. A zone of genius is when you naturally just have the ability to do this skill or have this talent, right? That's the best way I can describe it. It's like something that comes hard for other people that comes really easy for you, right? So many people don't know what their zone of genius is because they don't really think about it. And you think about the skills that you have adapted or learned over the time or over years, but that's not necessarily your zone of genius. My zone of genius is not photography, even though I got really, really good at it. Now, I did realize that my zone of genius is organization, doing to-do lists and organizing things like in admin, and just like people will always call me, like they will always say, Shonda, you would be a really good project manager. The way that you put these things together, like this would be a really good career for you if this was something you decided to pursue, because it naturally came to me. I didn't even realize that this was something that people train and go to college to learn how to do. And this was just something that I naturally had the ability to do. So I know that anything dealing with organization, dealing with systems, and, you know, creating different management stuff for projects, that is my zone of genius. Also, I learned another thing is that I love to teach. I love to teach, and it comes natural to me, right? Even when I'm at work, when I'm at a job, I naturally gravitate to training the staff, the new staff, because I naturally love to teach people skills. And even when I was a kid, I used to play school. Like I used to play school with my mom and my friends. I would save all of the books. Like at the end of the year, they would be like, you know, you can either have these books or you can put them up here and we'll get rid of them. And I would go and take like a whole bunch of the books and come home and fake school. Like I would just pretend like I was a teacher. And so I realized that those two things were my zone of genius. And I need to really focus in on monetizing and maximizing my zone of genius and, you know, creating a platform for myself. In 2022, this is like the greatest time and greatest era to maximize opportunity, right? There's so many opportunities out here. And being a teacher, you know, me coaching and deciding to pursue coaching, that is a really big thing for me to pivot into from photography. Because in Charlotte, I have become known as a photographer. And now I have to work towards undoing that title and creating a new title for myself. So that's what I did recently when I went on my social media detox in July. Went on the social media detox in July just to get the gurus out of my head, get all of this overload of information out of my head and figure out what it is that I wanted to do. And this is what I also recommend you do. If you feel like you're not currently operating in your zone of genius, if you know that you have these skills, but you also feel like these are skills that don't really make you want to get up out of bed in the morning, these are things that you kind of feel like you're forcing yourself to do in your business, you need to really hone in on what you think your zone of genius is. Are you pursuing too many things at one time? This is a really big one because I feel like a lot of women fall into this trap. We try to act like men, and men have a different mindset and a different, I don't even know what to call it. Like they process stuff differently. They process information differently and they execute on information differently. We as women, we have kids. You know, men have kids too, but for the most part, women are nurturers. So you're mostly taking the bulk of the responsibility with your kids because you're the nurturer in the household. You know, you have the household things that you're taking on top of trying to pursue your business or businesses. And sometimes people will bring you a really great opportunity that could bring in a lot of money, but it may not be that season for you right now. I was just talking to a friend today, and the thing is, just because it brings in good money doesn't mean that you're in that season to do it, because essentially every opportunity that you decide to pursue is like a baby. It's a baby laying on the ground, doesn't know how to walk, eat, crawl, do anything, right? And if you're deciding to pursue all these different opportunities, you're adding babies to the ground. And you're not taking the time to teach this baby how to crawl, teach this baby how to eat, teach this baby how to walk. And you're expecting this return from all of these opportunities. And the opportunity's looking at you like, you ain't taught me how to do nothing. Like, I can't do these things on my own. So essentially, it's better to actually teach one baby, or when I say teach one baby, I mean really focus on one opportunity and learn to perfect that opportunity to bring in that ROI. And the ROI is return of investment. So maybe you take this first baby that you have, or this first opportunity that you have, and you learn how to make money from it. You learn the ropes and the basics to get this baby off the ground, right? And then once you get this baby off the ground and you start to get revenue, now you need to figure out how can you repeat your results. And once you start bringing in a consistent revenue where now you're not as hands-on, it can kind of walk by itself. That opportunity is bringing you the results that you're looking for, and it's repeatable, then you can add on another opportunity, right? Because you know you're getting a minimum of this amount from this opportunity. You done taught this baby how to walk. So this baby don't need you to carry him everywhere no more. Now you can add a new baby, because now you have that time freed back up to pursue something different. And I think what happens is a lot of people, they just get so many different ideas from different people, and they're like, oh, well, this person is making a whole bunch of money doing this, and this person is making a whole bunch of money doing that, and this person is bringing in this kind of money doing this. And now, not only are you not operating in your zone of genius, you're operating in so many different areas that nothing is reaping you the results that you're looking for. So I know this video is probably all over the place, and I have no idea how it's going to be received. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. I hope it does. But my whole point is sometimes you need to make the decision to focus. Focus on what it is that is going to bring you the most fulfillment. Focus on the thing that is going to reap you the best results based on the journey that you want to go through. And then make your decisions accordingly. Make your adjustments accordingly. Just because everybody is becoming a social media influencer does not mean that you need to become a social media influencer. Okay? Like, everybody's way is not your way. You have to find your own way and then execute in that journey. Okay? So I hope this was helpful. Drop a comment below if this was helpful for you guys. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye.